If you watched my last video, I did a top 20 plus niche fragrance tier list. So now the next thing to do is an under $100 tier list. And most of these are going to be Middle Eastern brands, but some of these will be some of the department stores. All of them will run under $100 and most of them will run closer to 30, 40 bucks. I just put $100 out there to give me some leeway to add a lot of fragrance brands to put in this tier list. And some of these fragrances, I guarantee you, gonna make a high tier list that most of you have never heard of. So let's get it. Hello guys, welcome back. For those who are new, I'm Max. And the first fragrance brand on this list is probably one of my favorite Middle Eastern fragrance brands, and that is Swiss Arabian. And my favorite from the list, and especially from their WOW collection, WAAW WOW collection, most of their fragrances smell niche like. They're around 60, 70 bucks. And my favorite one, well, I think a lot of them are my favorite, but I could pick anyone from Amber 01, Amber 07, Oud 07, Oud 01. Starting this off with a bang, Swiss Arabian, especially their WOW collection, definitely a S tier fragrance brand. Next fragrance brand up is the House of Afnan. Now, a year ago, I would have put them probably in the A tier, and my favorite from the line is probably the Highness 6. Most of their fragrances are good. Some of them are almost great. A year ago, I would have put them in the A tier list. Kind of been brought down because some of the other fragrances that rank a little higher than this, but definitely a B plus tier list. So the House of Afnan, we're gonna have to go a B tier. Next up is from the House of Lalique, and they make a lot of good to great fragrances. And my favorite from the line is probably Ancre Noir La Extreme, but they make many more that's pretty good. For that alone, I think I'm gonna have to go B tier, probably close to B minus tier. Next fragrance brand, this brand actually reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and wanted me to do reviews on their fragrances, but this is actually a good list to put this in. They sent me 3 fragrances. One I really love, and that is Pleasure Noir, but the other 2 I would stay away from because they smell nothing like what they're cloning. And the name of the fragrance brand is Cologne. Now, if you buy these fragrances and you don't buy this one and you buy the other ones, don't say I didn't tell you. But this is the best one from the line. And I'm going to give them probably a C minus tier. They make some decent fragrances, but the ones they make don't clone the fragrances that they're supposed to be. And I will leave a link in the description if you want to save you some money and go on their website and order these. But C tier list. Next fragrance brand is actually John Varvatos, and you can find a lot of these very cheap. And my actually favorite one from this line that really no one ever talks about is John Varvatos Blue. As a house, as a whole, I would give them a C plus tier. You know, they're cheap, smell pretty good to decent, but C plus tier to me. Only reason it ranking so low and it's not a B tier because the performance is not really good on most of their fragrances that I own. But if it wasn't for the performance, this would definitely be a B tier, but since the performance is kind of lacking on most of their fragrances, C tier for me. Now, some of these fragrance brands actually have different lines. So some of these lines are from a major company. I would be judging some of these lines individually. First one up is from the House of Paris Corner, and that is their Voots line. They try to clone a lot of Xerjoff fragrances, and a lot of them really smell really good. So for that, I'm definitely going to put this in the A tier. Paris Corner again, and this is their autobiography line. And my favorite from the line is Supreme Gold, and this actually smells like a niche fragrance. Everyone from this line smells really good. So another A tier autobiography line. Now from the Ministry of Oud collection, and my favorite from the line, they have a lot of really good fragrances. But my favorite from the line is actually Oud Satin, which clones Oud Satin Mood, and they do it really well. For the quality and the closeness, I'm going to put this in the B tier for the Ministry of Oud line. Next one up from Paris Corner is the Killer Oud line, and these are mainly the clones of Amouage, and my favorite from the line is Oud Overdose, and they smell really close. So for that alone, and they smell like they're pretty good quality, I'm going to put these in the B plus tier, so B tier. Another Paris Corner, and this is their Emir line. A lot of these fragrances clone Kilian brands, and they do it really well. I'm gonna go B tier for these. Next fragrance brand is a Middle Eastern fragrance brand, and these are running about around the $50 mark, and that is Ad Art Zaffaron. My favorite from the line is definitely Desert Sultan. A couple of them I like, a couple of them I don't like. I'm gonna go B tier with these. Next up is one of those fragrance brands I guarantee you that if not most of you, all of you have never heard of. And I just happened to stumble across these fragrances, but I dug into them, and most of these will smell really good. And the prices run from around 25, 30 bucks, maybe $35. And they smell, actually, a lot of these smell high quality, almost niche-like. And that is from the house of Louis Martin. And my favorite from the line is Oud Majestic. I'm telling you, a lot of these fragrances smell very niche-like. They're cheap. Definitely for a fragrance company that I never heard of. And I started digging to them, and I bought probably 10 of their fragrances. This is definitely an S tier, guys. I guarantee you, you don't want to miss out on these. These are very lovely fragrances. And from everyone that I own, most of them smell niche. So definitely S tier for these. Next fragrance brand is from the house of Maison Luxe. One of them I was really disappointed with because it's supposed to be a patchouli fragrance, but it smelled actually like a blue fragrance. The other two was really good. So for that alone, being inconsistent, smell pretty good, smell really good. I'm gonna have to go C+ tier for the house of Maison Luxe. Next up is actually a clone house, and this is a house that a lot of people either rave about, a lot of people hate. But I'm telling you what, they make some really good fragrances, whether they're clones, they're hybrids, or whatever they are, and that is dual fragrances. Now for the amount you get and the price that you pay, kind of don't add up, but their fragrances to me smell really good. Most of their fragrances are from $45, $55, $65, but think about it, you only get 30 mil. My favorite from the line is Magnetic. Smell like a discontinued fragrance, but actually I think this is done better. I'm telling you personally, I'm gonna put Dual in the A tier. I like Dual. Next up is another clone house, and that is Perfume Parlor. Now, I think I own about 15 of these. Make some really good fragrances. They just smell more oily than they do as a fragrance. And my favorite is Second Reaction. I think their fragrances don't really project off your skin, although they smell really good. So I'm gonna dock them for that. So to me, Perfume Parlor is a C+ tier. The house of Air Hermaine from their portfolio collection, and most of Air Hermaine fragrances from other collections smell really good. My favorite is Euphoric Roots. A lot of their fragrances smell really good, smell high quality, but they're probably the most expensive. Yeah, I'm gonna say they're the most expensive fragrances in this list, but still, I'm gonna put them in the A tier list because most of their fragrances are really good. Air Hermaine. Next up is from a house that's really cheap, and that is Cremo. I think some of these fragrances you can find at Walmart. You can buy them online at Amazon. Most of these fragrances run about 20 bucks, and my favorite from the line is Spice and Black Vanilla. I smelled a lot of more, on some more. But I think really, I'm telling you, for the price you pay and the smell and quality you get, A-, B+. Hard decision, but I'm gonna go B+ on this. Cremo get a B+. Next up is a fragrance brand that I dug so deep in. I own about 30 plus of their fragrances. And really, I think this brand was one of the first brands that I did a review on, and I definitely love that fragrance brand, and that is the house of Colognes. My favorite from the line is actually discontinued, and that is His Excellency. I haven't smelled a fragrance like this. I mean, very unique. Most of their fragrances are really good. For the price you pay and the quality and the smell, B+. I kind of want to go A-. This actually is an S tier fragrance. Most of the other ones are B's. So I'm gonna have to give it a B+ as far as the tier list. Next up is the house of Azar Perfumes, and I own maybe 15, 20 of these fragrances. And most of them are really good, but some of them are very average. And my favorite from the line is Cigar Oud, and this is cloned really well. Actually smell better than the original from Montel. I think it's Oud Tobacco. This one here is my favorite. Smell really good, but the brand as a whole, most of them are above average. So for that alone, I'm gonna go C+ on Azar Perfumes. Next up is the house of Versace, and most of their fragrances are really good. And my favorite from the line is actually an all concentrated version, and that is Nibres Al Ishq. And it smells really good, and most of their fragrances are good. This line alone gonna drop it way up. I'm gonna give it a B+, maybe A- tier, but B+ tier for the house of Versace. Some up is from the house of Salvatore Ferragamo. My favorite from the line is Pure Homme Oud. Make some really great fragrances, and some of their fragrances are around the $30 mark. Not that expensive, and this smell like really quality ingredients. So Salvatore Ferragamo, I love that line. I'm definitely going to put that line in the A tier list. Next line is from the House of Bentley. I own maybe 5, 10 of their fragrances. Smelt many more. My favorite from the line is Momentum Intense, and this is a compliment getting fragrance. You might not think it from smelling it, but people around you love it. Make some really good fragrances. I'm gonna have to put them in the B plus tier, close to A tier, but B plus tier for Bentley Intense. And the last line on this list, and I put it last for a reason, just like my niche fragrance list, I put that one last for a reason, and that is Lattafa. Now, when I started off collecting fragrances, Lattafa was one of them brands I started off with. I owned about 15 of their fragrances. Over time, and I started to realize in other Middle Eastern fragrances, I started selling them off, end up keeping maybe 2 from the line. And all of their fragrances that they make now, they seem to be intended to be clones, where earlier they was kind of on their own doing original stuff. I know some people love Lattafa. Being honest with you, and this is no lie, I know some of you gonna get mad and upset. This is the only fragrance now, their newer fragrances, I put on my skin. I like the first 5 minutes of the fragrances. And after that, it actually the first fragrance brand that make my skin crawl. This guy at work love them, and I try to like them. I tell them, man, that's great. Till they on my skin for 5 minutes, I have to wash them off. So for that alone, K8 is one of my favorite from the line. I only maybe have 3 left. And the rest of them, to me, is garbage. And if you don't believe me, smell some of these fragrances from the other tier lists and put them to your nose, compare them side by side, smell the ingredients, and tell me what you think. To make it a long story short, Lattafa is definitely a F tier fragrance brand to me. I don't like them. I can't stand them on my skin now. Make my skin crawl. What more can I say? I know a lot of you gonna give me hate for that, but that's just my opinion, guys. And that's the last fragrance brand on this list. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. Even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, please subscribe. I will see you soon. Peace.